So discussing about the continuous comprehensive evaluation system, which is also known as CCE. Now what are the two elements? As the name suggests, it is continuous, it is year round, and it is comprehensive. Beyond the scholastic, it also focuses on the co-scholastic aspects. So let's say any evaluation being done on the school is not just an evaluation which talks about the end examination or the marks in the end examination, but it talks about project activities, it talks about debates, discussions, it talks about various level of involvement and engagement in the classroom setting. So there have been various reports and recommendations that have been given by various committees. Kothari committee was one which talked about bringing CCE in the lower education system, and that was mainly to divert the students from the pressure of the external examination that was there. Similarly, under the National Policy on Education 1986, you had the incorporation of scholastic as well as the co-scholastic or non-scholastic aspects being included under the CCE. Now when this was reviewed, internal evaluation was a part of it. Later on, under the CAP report, which was the Committee on Accreditation, you had the idea of internal evaluation which was given a thrust, and finally learning without burden and reducing the importance of 10th board examination was some of the crucial elements which were later given under the NCF or the National Curriculum Framework. So as we said, there is a kind of continuous and constant development which follows the Bloom's taxonomic model. Now this is what we have covered in a separate lecture under the Bloom's taxonomy model. So you can refer the class on the Bloom's taxonomy, which is important, which talks about how knowledge, understanding and application and creativity work simultaneously, and how a student can attain better cognitive, affective and psychomotor skills with the help of those. So that is a very important criteria of learning. Now when we say continuous learning, there are three important things that we need to understand. Beyond the end term exam, which is the summative evaluation, you also need to have the periodic evaluation, which is mainly in the form of formative assessments. Again, the difference between the summative and the formative assessment is what we have covered in a separate lecture. So if we want to sum up those, we have the differences here. So we have kind of end term examination, which is either short answer, long answer or MCQ, and the formative, which talks about the feedback. So it's on a flexible timing, it is year round assessment, it focuses on the attendance, the internal evaluation, the internal participation of the students through examination, assignments, quiz, project activities, elocution, debate, group discussions, experiences that students share. So that is a difference between how formative and summative assessment works. So when the CCE was propounded, it was an idea to bring in both the elements together under one roof, that is the formative assessment along with the summative assessment. Now when we focus on this formative or the summative assessment, co-scholastic activities along with the scholastic. So scholastic deals with your academics, co-scholastic is life beyond academics, so that focuses on your life skills, work education, focuses on visual and performing arts and values and attitudes along with co-curricular participation. So when it comes to life skills, it talks about how well you can solve a problem, creative thinking, decision making abilities, interpersonal relationships, good communication skills are taken into consideration for evaluation purposes. When it comes to attitude and values, it's a kind of value and ethical system building where interaction of students with teachers, with peer mates and with colleagues is important. When it comes to co-curricular activities, it could be activities which are related to physical education, which could be in the form of sports, NCC, NSS, you have gymnastics, acrobats, or you have karate as one of the education systems. However, when it comes to activity which are related to literary activities, creative activities, it could be painting activities, scientific skills that could be seen, or computer skills, computer literacy, computer awareness, or leadership skills that are important. So those are the various four scholastic aspects which are taken into account for a CCE evaluation or a continuous comprehensive evaluation system. Now beyond this, what we need to understand is that we are trying to focus on a life where we are focusing from controlling a child to enriching and empowering a child. So there have been different schools working with this. When we focus on a traditional schooling pattern, it is teacher oriented. Teacher teaches, student learns, and it's a kind of subject to student or a class discussion that is there, and there is a definite ranking, first in the class, second in the class, and so on. But the competence here is merely memory, rote learning, and a kind of competitive environment which is not good for an overall personality development. When there is an enriching school, it focuses on a student, so it is a student centered. It focuses on self creativity, continuous assessments that are there, and creative thinking. The power of students to collaborate with the peer groups and to have creative understanding about concepts. But beyond these two schooling, the traditional schooling and the enriching schooling, the most important is empowering schools. These empowering schools have a risk-taking curriculum where they have focused more on the ethical aspects and interactive values, more interaction during the classroom discussions. They focus on multiliteracy. It's not just the educational literacy, but literacy beyond education across various disciplines. So be it sports, be it creativity, be it performing arts, visual arts, or any other aspect. So it's more of experience controlled and brings in greater authenticity with learning. So that is a kind of learning atmosphere. Now assessments are an important part. The difference between assessment and evaluation we have covered in a separate lecture, so just go back and check out the class to understand the differences between the assessment and evaluation patterns. When it comes to assessment, we have four paradigms of assessment. Those are learning, assessment of learning, assessment for learning, and assessment as learning, and assessment in learning. Now what is the difference is the assessment of learning means where someone is trying to describe, to quantify, to explain certain knowledge or fact. So teacher designs everything, gives evidence in support of the discussion that the teacher is trying to do. So that is learning, assessment of learning. So what is being given to the students is being assessed. The next is assessment for learning. This talks about the students' autonomy. So how well a student can gather more information about certain thing, feedback from students, and a teacher judging the students on the learning outcomes of the student is important. The next is learning, assessment as learning. Now assessment as learning talks about self-assessment. So how a teacher and a student can have a kind of interactive platform where self-learning or self-assessments could be promoted, and it talks about a progress maps where a student tries to understand how well they have been performing over the years and over the months. So it's a kind of graph where you are trying to understand your progress over the years. And finally, assessment in learning. This talks about the main question, which is teaching. So it revolves around teaching. So students are the center of learning. So assessment in learning focuses on student monitoring, assessing the quality of learning and the teaching that is being given to them, and teacher is merely a coach or a mentor in that scenario. So that is a major difference. So in this session we have talked about an overview about the aspects of summative and formative assessments. Details are available in separate lecture. Assessments versus evaluation, again we have covered those in separate lectures. Here we have talked about the four paradigms of assessment and the three important schooling criteria which vary from traditional, enriching, and empowering schools are important. So CCE, a comprehensive continuous education evaluation system, is very important because, as we said, it focuses on an holistic personality development of an individual beyond the academics or the scholastic achievements. So that was it. We would be covering many more important topics in education. Stay tuned. Have a wonderful day ahead.